If we're going to use the ICE server for provisioning and deploying the NAC files on our clients, we need those files on the ICE server itself. In this video, we're going to take a look at the exact steps to get those files from Cisco and put them on the ICE server. Let's begin. I'd like you to imagine that you and I have decided that every device that's owned by the company, before it is given full access to the network, we want to run the network admission control agent on it to make sure that that computer is compliant with our policy before allowing it full access into our network. So to accomplish this, we need to have that NAC agent installed. Now, on a new computer where that NAC agent is not installed, we have several options. One is we could use Active Directory Group Policy objects, and we could deploy the NAC agent to those devices. Another option that we have available to us to get that NAC agent installed is to set up an authorization profile that's looking to see whether or not this computer is compliant, meaning it has the agent and it is compliant, whether it's non-compliant, which means it has the agent running but it's not compliant with our policy, or third, whether it's unknown, meaning it's not running the agent at all. And we can have an authorization policy that says if the status is unknown, then we can redirect the client's traffic over to the ICE server so that the ICE server can hand out the agent for this computer to go ahead and install. Now, installing a NAC agent does require administrative rights on that computer. And in most environments, our users are not going to have administrative rights. And as a result, that would be a good business case for pushing out the NAC agent using group policy. Now, in an environment where we do have admin rights and we do want to push out the NAC agent from the ICE server, one of our challenges is that this ICE server by default does not have the NAC agent. So what you and I are going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to tell our ICE server to download the latest and greatest NAC software directly from Cisco. What we're also going to do is we're also going to tell ICE to download some data regarding the latest versioning information for various antivirus programs and anti-spyware programs. Now, these provisioning resources, they are not the actual antivirus software. It's just details regarding what the current flavor is. To download the latest details regarding the versions of antivirus and anti-spyware down to the ICE server, we're going to go under Administration, and in the System section, we're going to go to Settings. So we're at Administration, System, and Settings. And under Settings, there's a section for Posture. So if we expand the Posture section, we have a separate item right here for Updates. And by default, it doesn't come with any of these posture updates as part of the deployment for ICE. But it does come with a built-in URL it can use to go ahead and download that updated posture information. Now, one of the time-saving tips I want to share with you is that you need to make sure that your ICE server has the ability to resolve www.cisco.com to an IP address. If that DNS resolution does not work, it's not going to get too far in downloading those files. So in my lab environment, when I tried this the first time, it did not work, and it was absolutely DNS related. So I had to go back to the console. I added a second DNS server that could resolve Cisco.com, saved it, had to restart ICE. So I wanted to make sure I saved you those 10 or 15 minutes by making sure that you have correct DNS resolution if you're following along with me in your own lab environment. Also, if we want to automatically check for posture updates, we can check this box and then set a schedule regarding how often we want it to check. And down here it's going to show us the information regarding the last time it was successful with an update regarding the posture information. And these posture updates are all about the checks and rules and charts regarding antivirus versions and anti-spyware versions, and various pre-built compliance checks that we might want to implement as part of our posturing services. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on Update Now, and that'll take about 2 to 3 minutes to complete. as it downloads all the latest and greatest posture information from Cisco's website down to this ISE server. Now that it's done, we have this little positive message indicating the update was successful. It also indicates the details regarding the last update. The second thing that we definitely want to do now is make sure that this ISE server has the actual network admission control software so that it can hand that software out to the clients for those clients to install. And to download the new agents, we're going to go under Policy. And under Policy, we're going to go to Results. So here under Policy and Policy Elements and Results. And over here on the left, we have a section for Client Provisioning. Now, Client Provisioning is all about providing for the client services, in this case NAC, that a client will be using. And by default, if we click on Resources, there is nothing here. It is completely blank. So if we did want to download some resources, for example, NAC agents, that we could then push out to clients, what we would do is we click on the Add drop-down menu. And here we'd select Add Resources from Cisco Site. And by clicking on that link, Agent Resources from Cisco Site, it'll take just a few moments to populate a list of what's available from Cisco Site. Now with this list that's presented, we could just click on this top checkbox, which selects everything, and click on Save. Or if we didn't want to download every single resource, we could just pick the ones that we wanted to. For example, here's the Mac OS Agent version 4.9.4.3. And here's the Agent Customization Package. And if we scroll down a little further, here's the NAC Agent for Windows version 4.9.4.3. Here's the Web Agent version 4.9.4.3. And here's a Windows Supplicant Provisioning Wizard version 1.0.0.41. And if we scroll back up to the top, we could also grab the latest version of the Mac OS Supplicant Provisioning Wizard version 1.0.0.27. And with just those selected, we can click on Save, and they're downloaded. And the reason we're downloading these and putting them on the ISE server is that if we are doing provisioning, we're handing out the agents from the ISE server to the clients that need those agents, the ISE server needs to have those available. And the method to get those agents installed and available from the ISE server is by going to Policy, Policy Elements, Results, and then under Client Provisioning Resources, clicking on Add and downloading those from Cisco. In order for our ISE server to act as a provisioning server, handing out the network admission control software to the clients that need it, we first have to have that software and those agents on the ISE server itself. In this video, we looked at the exact 2 steps for updating the provisioning resources on an ISE server, as well as downloading specific Mac and Windows related network admission control agents directly from Cisco.com. I have had a great time in this video. I'm so glad you joined me for it. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.